I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai Bahasham Ha Rakah Kodash. Double honors to our apostle elders, which rule Great Millstone Well and Shalom, to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, Wa Abba Babal. I claim the Copyright Act of Section 107, giving me the right to use copyright material to educate my people, the Israelites, on the accuracy of the Bible in our modern generation. All right. So this man, which his channel is a Canadian prepper, Let's see what his channel is. It says Prepper News, but he's also known as the Canadian Prepper. All right. And he's going to talk about the what do they call them? Ballistic missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles. All right.
Yes, we're going to talk about the details of this. We have to talk about the fact that the White House and the Pentagon are now saying that the war, another shocker, is probably going to be at least 100 days, possibly longer. Trump is doing all kinds of damage control to try to manipulate the price of oil, telling everybody it's going to be okay, repealing Russian sanctions on Indian oil, saying they're going to meddle with the futures market, release oil from the strategic oil reserve to try to mitigate the price of oil that's about to go sky high, unless they bounce and say mission accomplished and Iran opens the Strait of Hormuz, which if they do that, I would say that's a little bit, I would not advise doing that if I were them, because of course.
And I want to point out the video playing behind him is showing the ballistic missile, all right, and how it opens up in the atmosphere and it rains down like stars falling from heaven.
Or is that just is going to allow the U.S. to regroup and come back and do this very thing once again? But we'll see what their strategy is. We have to talk about the economic damage that's being caused around the world as a result of this. Iran is lighting up the Middle East today. Drones, missiles. We're going to talk about all the targets. I got about 20 tabs to go over here. So let's just get right to it. Let's start off with what you're seeing on the screen. So this is the Khorram Shar intermediate range ballistic missile. Why it's so important is because it is somewhat of an unassailable weapon. Now, I don't know all the science of it in terms of what can defeat it. It does open up in its terminal phase, so it releases all of these submunitions in the terminal phase, and it makes it almost impractical to try to intercept all 80 of these. You would just end up expending pretty much all of your interceptors and not have any.
Okay, so as you see that's biblical. All right, and this is how you know we have a sure word of prophecy, and you would do well to take heed. Because these prophecies came thousands of years ago, and how did they know that a ballistic missile that would exist today with today's technology would do exactly as it was written 2,000 years ago in the book of Revelation, through a vision given to John the Revelator by Yahushai, sending an angel by the command of Yahweh for the future generation to know what to expect. It says in Revelation 6, verse 12, "And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal," Yahushai opened the seal, "and lo, there was a great earthquake." Nuclear destruction is going to cause the earthquake. Nuclear destruction of America. "And the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth," just like that video I showed you, "even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind." All right, which is going to be nuclear destruction for America. Babylon the Great whore, is going to lose World War III, and it's going to end with nuclear destruction. It's prophesied 200 million nuclear warheads are going to devour the flesh of America, shot by its allies, the European Union, which together with America, they got NATO, the UN, and the BRICS nations, their enemy. They're going to shoot nuclear missiles upon Babylon the great whore, which is known as America. All right, and he's going to sweep it off the face of the earth. All right, America's going to become a lake of fire, nuclear fire, and it's going to become a desert after burning for a very long time, and then it will smoke for a very long time. And the heaven departed as a roll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. The mushroom cloud and the effects on the earth from the earthquake and then, being caused by the nuclear destruction. There's going to be tsunamis. It's going to be devastating. And the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every freeman hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, which they got bunkers, right? It says, and he said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, which is Yahushai. Yahweh and Yahushai sitteth on the throne, Yahweh, and from the wrath of the Lamb, Yahushai. Yahweh is going to send Yahushai, and when Yahushai comes, he's going to save us from the second death, which is the nuclear destruction of the great whore, Babylon the Great, aka America, which is going to lose World War III according to biblical prophecy. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? When you got 200 million intercontinental ballistic missiles, nuclear warheads devouring America, who's going to be able to stand while the whole earth is shaking from this judgment? All right. Let's see. I believe it's in Isaiah 13. And verse 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes, which I heard the Russians, I saw a video, they're talking about getting involved for Iran and China, which they're together in the BRICS. And the thing is, Iran and these other countries are also in the UN. All right. So it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Because they're going digital. America's going digital, and they're trying to take the whole world digital because of the elite. They're trying to make the world accept the implantable microchip, the mark of the beast. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, which is these missiles, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. They're going to devour children, pregnant women, men. Their eye shall not spare children. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, and that's proven in how everybody wanted to come here. The beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when our power overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. See? So the Lord's going to destroy this place by raining fire down upon it. It's going to look like stars falling from heaven, but in fact, it's nuclear missiles. All right, the same elements that devoured Sodom and Gomorrah, they weren't in missile form, but it rained fire from heaven, and this is the same event that's going to happen to America, the great whore, Babylon the Great, when it loses World War III and is defeated in nuclear destruction. Shalom to the elect wa abababal.